Okay, and welcome back to LinkedIn Logs, the number one job podcast for the website, cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. Here we are, LinkedIn Logs. Let me actually go to linkedin.com. And we're in the new year talking about all the jobs I didn't get. Yes. The show still exists. It's still going on, and here I am. Months later, talking about the lack of jobs I have. What's new? What's going on? Well, first time it was the first time for everything. I got a little part-time job, and after getting denied for a year and a half from literally every type of job, from construction type deals, and from serving and stuff like that. There's one place actually was offered me something on the spot. It's relatively close to me, and given that I have no other options, it's crazy. I'm college educated. I've got a decade of experience working, and yet here we are. I'm unable to get a job in any sector besides the one I got. And it's a maintenance position, so I'm working maintenance. I'll be doing maintenance. I've done every type of job in the world. I've worked in restaurants. I've done retail. I've done physical labor. I've done types of sales. I haven't done caregiving, but I feel like you need licenses for that. So I've done every type of job you can get basically instantly. I'll tell you a little story. There was last Tuesday when I was supposed to do a LinkedIn Logs. I was going to come back on that first week hitting hard with all three shows. And then also I was going to do News Time. I did shoot it. It is done. But then I didn't have time to do it the rest of the week. There was another job that called it that they said they were like, let's come do an interview last Tuesday. Let me paint a picture. It was raining. Let's say mid type of raining. It wasn't heavy. It wasn't light. Then it stopped. And I told the guy the week prior, and this job paid like piss. But again, it was the only thing that was offered to me. The job I have now pays, let's see, about $5 more than piss. So it's, again, nothing. Any Hoosers. The week prior, I go to the guy calls me and he says, we know we can't offer you much. I'm like, and it seems like you can work in the afternoons, and here's where it is, an inconvenient location. And he's like, here's where it is, and you want to come by. This is like Wednesday or Thursday. He's like, you want to, and I'm totally free that day or the next day. You want to come by next Tuesday? And I'm like, oh Jesus, I gotta wait 5 days to do an interview for a job that I know I could do right now, this very second. And I go, all right, man, sure, yeah. And I'm like, man, I'm very professional. Yeah, why not? And then for the next 4, 5, 6 days, I know this is coming. So I go, okay, I leave with the appropriate amount of time. That Tuesday, January 9th, 8th or 9th, 8th or 9th, 8th or 9th. 8th? Yeah, 8th. 8th is a thing people say. I was going to say 8th. January 8th or 9th. Kamala Harris is coming to town. Now, I didn't have to hit the highway. Oh, I sure as heck didn't have to hit the highway. But I had to be at the place at 12:30, and it was like 12. It was like 12. It's a little after 12. And it's a 10-minute, 15-minute drive at most. 15 at most. And I just mindlessly put in I put in the address in Google Maps. I know where this place is. I can see it in my head. An inconvenient location. Did not have to hit the highway. But it's raining out, and I'm just discouraged because every professional job I applied to that would pay me a living wage, even close to it, has said no to me over the past year and a half, 2 years. And I put it in mindlessly. I start driving. It's lightly mid to mid-sized raining outside. And I was going to make a mid-sized SUV joke, but I couldn't think of anything quick enough. Like lightly mid-sized. Like what would let's let's deviate from the story to think about a joke. How would no. So I make this turn. I make this left turn to get on the street that will take me to the highway. It's busy. It's lunchtime, which is another thing. If I'm gonna do an interview, I'm not doing it at noon. I'm very efficient. I want to do things in the morning when I'm alert. I guess I'm a morning person. But I can rally at night, baby. You should see me at weddings. Ooh. People want to hang out at night? Yeah, man. Friday, Saturday night, hopefully Jesus. You if it's Monday through Thursday, we're gonna have an issue. I gotta wake up for the gym. At 3:45, excuse me. 3:55, excuse me. I'm pushing it back to 3:45. I'm thinking about that. Very true. This is the very boring life of Chad Cooper White. I'm thinking about pushing my wake up time or pulling my wake up time back to 3:45. 10 minutes so that I could have ample time to when I need to use the treadmill. Preferably on those days, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays when I use the treadmill. I'll tell you this much: we're in the middle of a cold snap because the Earth is effed when it comes to climate, and it's snowing in Nashville. My friends are in Nashville and Tennessee are getting snow. People I went to college with, was they really friends? Once you have children, once you get married at 20 and have children, we're done. But it's just cold down here, and it was like. This morning it was less than 11 degrees, and the treadmill. I have a treadmill. If you're watching the video, there's a bike back there, a Schwinn IC4, which is the best alternative for Peloton. No big deal. $200, no big deal. It's still selling for $1,000. No big deal. Got mine. Yeah. The trick is another deviance. Go find rich people on Nextdoor. Find rich people on Facebook. They're willing to sell these things, and all you have to do is ask. And you know what? If one person says no, then the next person selling, because these people are selling these like crazy. They're like, my gym's open back up. This is after the pandemic. Oh, my gym opened back up. I don't need this bike anymore. I don't want to go to the gym and sit on a bike with someone next to me. I want to do this at home. Anyway, I bought a treadmill too. Treadmill's $200. That one's from 2020. No big deal. So I got 2 giant pieces of equipment for doing it. Anyway, I have a treadmill and I have a storage unit that is attached to my apartment. And inside the storage unit is the treadmill. So I run inside the storage unit. There's good to that. There's bad to that. The good to it is that let's start with the bad. The bad to it, there's no plug. So I bought an extension cord and I run it. I bought a 50-foot extension cord. There's 40 feet, not even like it's like 45. There's 45 feet between that door at the end of the hallway and my apartment. So I just run it, and it's 4:00 in the morning. Who cares? And I run it from my apartment. There's a plug next to the bike, all the way to the thing, and it was like 11 degrees this morning. I say it was 8. I don't think it was 8. In my head, I say it's 8. In reality, it's probably like 11. And what else is bad about it? During the hot months where I did purchase. Well, I mean, it's not supposed to be hot during November but here we are. I bought that, and there's no air. It's just that door. There's no vent. It's just the door. So it gets very stuffy in there. It gets very hot in there really quick when you're running and when you're walking. And there's no air to move it. Anyway, I was in there this morning, and the good of it is, it's big enough to fit that treadmill, and some other things. My meth lab. So I run in there. I was walking there, and for the first time, usually, even when it's like 30 degrees out, I can walk in there and I get a little warm because the door is closed, and I pull off my sweatshirt and I throw it across my bikes, and it's warm enough. There's enough heat from my body that I can even, like on last Friday, I took my shirt off and I ran with my shirt off on my treadmill because it probably was like 60 degrees in there versus it being 30 degrees outside. But today I had to run the sweatshirt on. It was very cold. My fingies were getting a little chilled. Any Hoosers. I don't know where I was going with this. So that Tuesday, let's go back to that story. I leave, I hit the I didn't even hit the highway when all of a sudden I see police lights lighting up the entrance, blocking it off. I get there as they are blocking it off. And I go, and in my head, I knew she was coming. I knew for a fact she was coming because I saw it the Sunday before. But I didn't register that they were going to be on the same days. And I just went, oh, well, crap. And also there's a speaking of SUVs, midsize. This was a full size. There was a lady in an SUV that was way too big for her, trying to enter the highway as slowly as possible. Guys, when we are driving, we're trying to enter highways, you've got to go the same speed. Even prior, you can't be afraid to merge onto things. If you can't drive the car, it's too big. Any Hoosers. So there's another entrance too. So you can either just do that direct right turn or going towards Georgia State in the downtown area. You can go straight. There's 4 lanes. You can go straight, and there's this 4th lane that also allows you to turn off. So I was going to that lane, and then just as that was happening too, more cop cars blocking it off. We were there, and I was sitting behind. So there was maybe, I don't know, let's say 10 cars in these 4 lanes, including the ones trying to get on the highway right there. So that's 10 going forward in those 4 lanes, and then those other 2 lanes, the other single lane, that was splitting off before that 4th lane. Let's say there was 10 cars. Within 10 minutes, it just started, within minutes, not even 10, it just started backing up to maybe 50 or so cars. All of a sudden, every entrance to the highway is blocked. No one can get on. All the police are blocking it off just for Kamala Harris. Usually, I've lived out here for 8 years or so. Usually, I don't go anywhere on days when I know that, if 45 is coming to town, or if Biden, or if Kamala, if anybody's big and important like that's coming to town, well, one of those names is big and important, or 2 of those names are big and important. One of them was not. Then I don't go. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. I try not to go anywhere. And then today, that day I just happened to be forgetting about it. And we sat there for not 15 minutes, not 30 minutes, but 45 minutes. And you would think people would understand. Like, at that point, I'll get to what I felt. But people should know not to honk when we're all stuck in the same traffic. There was a car a lane over and like 2 cars back just laying on their horn every couple of minutes or so. And it was just ridiculous at some point. It was ridiculous at the first point. Like, dude, there's 5 cop cars in front of us. You need to chill out. And the cops are outside. It's not like they're sitting inside the cars. They're all outside wearing the safety vests, just standing there and telling people to stop and also don't get out of your car and approach a cop. Like, that's not going to be good for you. Like, I got to go. No, you can't do that. Like, you can't do it. Just sit. What I did was, I have Sirius XM. I just turned it. I was already listening to it, but put the car in park, Started flipping through channels I would never even listen to in the car that aren't on my 40 presets that I have set up. Yeah, I set up. Yeah, every single one of my presets is already set up. It goes the 2 NPR stations for Atlanta. And then it goes the talk radio. It goes Howard. Then I got like CNN, MSNBC, BBC. Then it goes sports, ESPN, NFL, NBA. And then it goes music, starting with Road Trip Radio, ending with Frank Sinatra. And there's stuff in between. And we sat there for 45 minutes or so. And then it was raining on and off. And then I just took that to be, I didn't I thought about calling the dog, I'll just say it. It was a dog boarding place. He's going to pay me $12 an hour. And I thought about, which means I'm making $17 an hour at this new one. I thought I was going to call them and say, hey, I'm going to be late. I didn't care. And I didn't want to. I took that though, as the universe going, Chad, don't do this, man. Don't subject yourself to this. And I was right. Because that person didn't even call me back. I'm sure they get that all the time. Oh, also, this is very funny. This is another part of the story that took me 16 minutes to tell. Is that the day prior to him actually 2 days prior to him calling me, that guy, he sent email to me that was copied and pasted, and it said, "Hey, Tamisha, we'd love for you to come in, or have a phone interview this Wednesday at X amount of time." And I was like, Tamisha, and I went, "Oh, obviously he's copied." I knew what was happening. He copied and pasted and sent it to me. I confirmed us. I said, "Hey, you might send this to the wrong person, but I will, do a phone interview or whatever." Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it, because I think that's very funny to me. Who is? It says Glass. Oh yeah, I know what that is. Also, there was a point last week where I just kind of emailed everybody. I went over. I looked on Google Maps. I went to local businesses on Google Maps, and I just emailed and called. I just cold called everybody like it was 1982. Oh, hello to Mia, from the owner of the I won't say the name of the place, but the dog boarding place. If you Google dog boarding place, if you Google Maps or Apple Maps, whatever maps service you provide you dog boarding place, Midtown Atlanta, I'm sure you could find it. Inconvenient location. And hey, Tamia, I manage, this place on this street. Are you available this afternoon between 3 and 4, or tomorrow between 12 and 1 for a 10-minute phone interview? And then, and then I respond and it's like, "Oh, sorry about that, Chad. That email was intended for you. We had a big response to our Indeed post and have been emailing multiple applicants." I was like, "Dude, I get it. No worries, my guy." So no worries. I'm free today. Give me a call. And then not that person, but another person called me, which is, I don't know, pretty dumb. Anyway, so I didn't go to that, and I didn't want to, and I don't feel bad about not calling it or anything. And then there was I'm looking at a bunch of other jobs. I just said job inquiry -- Chad White. Hello, blank. My name is Chad White. Blah blah blah. All this different stuff. Oh, nobody from this company responded to me. Huh. Interesting. And then one local business did get back to me, and I went to go talk to the guy, and he was like, "I'm sorry, I have nothing to offer you." I'm like, then just tell me that. And then this other one. So I went to this interview at this other place. And the guy's like, "Hey, we have another interview on this Saturday, but we'd love to bring you on." And then I kind of gave him like a lukewarm, like, oh, just all right, yeah, I'll get back to you in a couple of days. So he gives me a tour of the facilities that I would be maintaining, and we're meeting like people he works with, and he's literally going around to them going, this guy's great. I mean, he's so excited to be here. Like, this guy's gonna, oh my God, we're so excited to have you here, Chad. And I'm just like, I'm being very lukewarm. I'm going, yeah, this is a nice place, and it's a. He's just telling people, hey, look at him. He's just such a great guy. I wish I had people like that in my life. Like, it's so funny. Yeah, it was just a very interesting way to get to be offered the job. And then that day they were like, again, he's like, hey, we'll just give you the job. We'll just give it to you. And then I got an email from HR the next day, and they were like, hey, here's your offer letter. And I went, all right. Again, it's not paying much, but whatever. No, okay. And then one final story. There was in the middle of my off days of not recording this, and when was this? Let me go back to December 15th. This is how old it was. This is how old it was. I had one interview with CNN, and this is prior to me leaving. I was gung ho emailing them from my CNN account, and then this person, we set up a time, and we had a chat on December 13th or 14th. And we had a good 30-minute conversation, me, this person, and I guess their partner in crime, who also works with them. And we had a good chat, and we were having a nice discussion. And they were like, all right, well, the next steps. And we it was truly just like this golfing guy. I feel like they were just inches away from offering me a job. Again, at CNN. And long story short, did not get the job. I did not get the job at all. But they were giving me the next steps and all this stuff, and they were so excited. And then I sent my follow-up email, hey, I'm excited, blah blah blah. I got the new, I'll just say it. No, I'm not gonna. Oh, I was gonna say the position. I got the denial email, I think like last week at some point. And part of me thinks that they talked with my previous boss at CNN. Also, final thing, I posted this is a long episode, baby. Usually these are 20 minutes. It's going to be 30. I posted a LinkedIn post, and this is why I think, excuse my language, LinkedIn is the shittiest, the worst. I mean, just such a bad social media network. I put that in quotes. Like, I would rather be on TikTok. And I, with my entire heart, hate TikTok. LinkedIn is so fake. It is the Beverly Hills. It's the Buckhead, Atlanta. It is the Brooklyn of social networks. And I posted a very, people want to talk about, honestly, I posted a very, I make that, I say that because, people, we use terms, humans, the word honestly, and we drop articles. We drop definitive articles. Like, instead of saying, I went to the store, people say, went to the store yesterday. Anyway, or, the movie was great. Go, movie great. Movie was great. Anyway, but people want to talk about being authentic and being honest and true to themselves and whatnot. And I'll preface it with this: I never get enough likes on my Instagram, my LinkedIn posts, which is fine. But people post the shittiest things on LinkedIn, and they get 7,000 likes. I couldn't. I have applied to 600. I've applied to hundreds of jobs in the past week, and I've been out of a job for 2 weeks, and I'm discouraged. But I'm not gonna give up, honey. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. I posted a Happy New Year post. Good Wednesday, LinkedIn. Happy New Year. And my exact words were, I want to paint a portrait of my working life in 2023. I gave everything from last January up until whenever the hell I posted this, 2 weeks ago. Like how I couldn't claim unemployment benefits, how I've applied to all the jobs I can, what it was like working at CNN, all the bad things that I experienced, and how poorly I was treated. How things like how I was literally clapped at like a dog by one of the executive producers. How people refused to learn my name. People who were younger than me refused to learn my name. I was treated and talked down to by almost everybody, including my supervisor. How I was, essentially just told that like I need to be thankful for the opportunity of having my job. Things along that line, and how much, and here's the kicker. I was talking about exactly how much I made, which is I'm gonna say shit one more time, but like I could, it's I made such low money. like at Cartoon Network, I made 7 times as much. I'll say that. I made literally over 7 times as much. 7.5. So I made like not enough money to live on. And then I would, and people, we come to LinkedIn and talk about mental health and, all this bullshit. I said shit again. Yeah. This is supposed to be a clean show. All my shows are clean. I'm supposed to, I try my best to make them clean. Not for ads. I don't do ads. Ads are bad. Just because I want to show that I'm a professional person. And I can talk for 30 minutes at a time. And so people would hire me, I guess. And it's a long post, and it uses up all of LinkedIn, all of the words that LinkedIn allows on the thing, the word limit, all that stuff. First of all, 17 likes. Horrible compared to somebody writes, I'm 21 years old and I can't get a job and I've been looking for exactly 3 days. 70,000 likes. 70,000 comments. I've got a job at my law firm. You're going to be a partner. You make 80 grand. I was sitting there going, I guess I got to go to the pawn shop and sell this laptop. Anyway, I ended it with this. Blank is not enough to live on. I had to do things no one should have had to get by. I had to survive. I'm not like these other people here. I can't afford to sit around worrying about my mental health! ! From this point forward, I'm not knocking on the door and asking to be seen. I'm kicking it in and taking what's mine. Either you're behind me or you're getting out of my way. I'm here. Just keep that in mind. Until next time. And then I tagged every company I've ever applied to: Netflix, Warner Bros., Discovery, Paramount, Walt Disney Company, NBC Universal, #LinkedIn, #LinkedIn Creator, #hire me. There were truly I added levity at points. There was a point where I talked about how I've interviewed celebrities and they know who I am and they know me, and how I don't have the SEC, ACC, Pac-12, etc. schooling of my coworkers. It's very funny that I go to these, you go to these jobs and people have gone to UGA and they have all of the things in front of them. Like everything's available to them. I truly do think that that a college name, a big college name, is helpful, which sucks. But whatever. Anyway, So I talked about exactly how much money I made and all that stuff. 17 people liked it, which stinks. And I still had to like repost it to even get up to past 10, which is still insane to me. And then all that to say is I got like a message, 2 messages. One from my mom. She was like, "That's too negative." I'm like, "No, this is how it's going to happen. I'm done playing by these stupid fake rules." 2. And then the other message was from another person who was like, "I think it's too, I'll read what this person said. Let's see. Hey, is everything okay? I saw your post about your job experience and journey. And then she was like, corporate America has its obstacles. I'm not in corporate America. But do you think that posting your stories would hurt your chance of getting a job?" And then I just wrote, it's like, "Hey, thanks for reaching out. It's been a process. I understand where you're coming from, but it's not negative. Like we're here. Like everybody wants to be honest and all that bullshit. Like why is it negative for me?" And LinkedIn will tell you how many impressions your post got. And it says I have like 15,000 impressions. So what stopped these other jackasses from not going, "I support this person"? Because for one, over the past 2 weeks, I've gotten, ever since I posted that, I've gotten like more clicks on my profile, and I have that setting on LinkedIn that'll send in your notifications. I'm not gonna say a name, but this person followed you, and this person looked on your profile, and I've gotten dozens of clicks on my profile from people that I used to work with at CNN, and from people that currently work there at CNN. I've got a lot of follows from them and all that stuff, and as well as like people not inside the industry and everything like that. Which means either they A, feel bad for me, B, support me, or C, are just curious as to who I am and what I've done. If you click on my profile, you gotta at least follow through and say, send a message, offer a job, whatever. Because if I had as many job offers or as many likes on that friggin' post, then I would then it would be that much better. I mean, it's insane. I understand where where it feels like it's a negative aspect, but here's again, people come to this website and they post the worst posts I've seen in my life. Like how is it fair that I haven't had full-time employment in years? I haven't had what's it called? Health benefits. I can't even think of the words. I've had health benefits in like 4 or 5 years. And that you get to come here where you have your benefits, you have your health, you have a home to live in that you don't have to worry about every other month. And then come to somebody and go, "You're too negative." Or how you how you can't like this, but you have to secretly go behind. I mean, here's the thing. If I was as I support anybody who has any like bad experience at a company, because no matter how exciting or how good a company is, there's always going to be a person with bad experience. And whether you believe that person or not, that's what they had. And if they can back it up with receipts like I can, like I had CNN, not at Cartoon Network, like at CNN, and like at 11 Live, like at the Weather Channel, then it should you should be able to go, "Oh, okay, well, I mean, hold on, I was gonna compare it to something else, and that was gonna be a very wrong comparison, but I see it in my eyes as true." So we'll pivot away from that, but that doesn't just because I don't write it down or I don't report it doesn't mean it didn't happen, which it really sucks. And just because you're having a nice time doesn't mean I'm not, or other people aren't. Rather, excuse me. It's not just about me. And I think, and I'm not saying I should be rewarded for telling my experience, but you should be able to recognize and go, like, damn, that guy did not have a good time. And especially if you know me, you should go, he tried. He really tried. He was, he was proud. Even if it was a job that was literally and truly beneath him, he was proud. Talking about it. Yeah. It's I just did not have a nice time at CNN, and I did everything in my power and nature to stay on and to really truly advance and like if you ask me for suggestions, if you are my supervisor and you give me you go, hey, do you have any ideas on how we could improve and stuff? And I give you ideas and you shoot down every single one. Then what the fuck are you asking for? Like, truly. Oh my God. All right. This has to be like the most explicit episode I've ever had. No more F words. We're like a PG-13 movie. You only get one. I can say shit as much as I want. And for the people that I did work with, if you're looking at my LinkedIn, like, multiple times for some of them, I see it when you click on it. Why? I'm not gonna say anything, but like that is, while again may not be your experience, but we've talked about this. We've talked about this. Like, hey, did your hours get like stricken down? Yeah. Anyway, that's it. So I'm back into the world of working part-time, minimum wage jobs. $5 more than minimum wage. Oh boy! Hey, listen, if you like what you heard here, head to the website C Plus Comedy, where I hate saying multi-hyphenated. I think I can do a lot of things. I'm a producer, I'm a writer, I interview people, I can apparently only work blue collar jobs. There's nothing wrong with that. Just saying. When's my time going to be? Well, head to cpluscomedy.com where I talk to, you can see interviews with your favorite television people. Right now, the latest one up is, hold on, I scheduled another one and I don't know it's on right now. I have to go to the website. See, this is how busy I am for a thing that makes me no money. I just recently talked to the cast and writers and producers of the show, the Peacock show Ted, the prequel series to the R-rated films starring Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane. I did not talk to Seth MacFarlane. I was not allowed to. They did not offer him to me. Did I ask? Day of? They said nothing. Sitting in the Zoom window in the waiting room. Hey, you think Seth's available? Not a word. The PR people know me by name and they deliberately ignored that message. Cut to this morning. I'm sitting there walking on the treadmill, scrolling through the news. It's 4:00 in the morning. I see an article from Collider that was put out 11 days prior to today, Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. Interview with Seth MacFarlane. Guess who was in that junket waiting room with me? The people from Collider. I go, oh, this must be the only one. Click on the more news part of it. See other websites who were in that junket with me. Oh, these people got Seth MacFarlane. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm very lucky to have what I have. I just talked to the people at TED. you want to see that, that is up on cpluscomedy.com, as well as youtube.com/cpluscomedy, where you can see video versions of this podcast as well as the other podcasts I do. Late Night Lately, the Late Night Show, which is coming back this week as well, and the Constitutionals, which is coming back as well with a brand new theme song. That's right. I am tired of getting content strikes on youtube.com/cpluscomedy. I don't want to put ads on any of these videos and on the website, but I'm just sick of the content strikes. And speaking of content strikes, News Time is back with a brand new theme song of its own. You'll get 2 episodes. The first episode is written and it's shot. It needs to be edited. And it is about executive pay. People like Ted Sarandos, my former boss David Zaslav, Bob Backish, the rest, Bob Iger. And then this next episode, the episode after that will also drop the same day probably. It's about Pat McAfee and Aaron Rodgers and ESPN. As soon as I write that and shoot it, that's what'll happen. Maybe I will be wearing the sweater. Probably not. Interviews, all that stuff. Yeah. Okay, this is a long episode. I'm gonna go. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Hey, and if you got a job, hire me, man, because I'm not doing anything except for sitting on the computer looking for stupid stories to do. All right, well, I'm done, and we're gonna be done here. So, bye.